How's everybody doing? Just coming on today, just with a brief message. A few things that the Lord has been sharing with me, and it has to do with AI, technology, governmental access. I just wanted to be real brief and quick. Um, the Lord has been sharing with me over the past year about the AI technology and also about the days of Noah. I know growing up as a child, I would always hear the elders at the church say these are in the last days, but not many people would say these are the days of Noah. We are actually now in the days of Noah. And when you study on the days of Noah, it talks about that the Lord flooded the earth because he could not find no one with the same spirit or bloodline or pure blood. But it was Noah that he found. Noah was the only one. So that there was this mixture breed of people. And this is where you get the fallen angels mixing with mankind and Nephilim. This is Genesis chapter 6. But there was a type of technology that was out there during that time. There was a release of, I guess I'll just say it again, a release of technology. Also, people were selfish, worried about themselves, not worried about nobody else. So when it comes to AI, how the Lord was explaining to me that in the days of Noah, you'll start finding people, they won't be fully human, or they won't have God's agenda on their lives. The world, how he was showing me between 2030 and 2035, this will be a time that mankind will hate. You have to understand the fall of man happened because of knowledge. They wanted knowledge. Now we have to worry about tech knowledge. A lot of technology, or having a lot of tech knowledge, can dumb down the mind of men or the wisdom of men. I remember growing up, I could memorize everybody's phone number, but ever since I got a smartphone, I just can't remember everybody's number. You know, not like how it used to be growing up. So the technology has weakened man. In the days of Noah, they just relied on the knowledge that was taught to them by the fallen angels. Always, if you pay attention to the world, every 5 years we go through a jump of technology. Like it jumps from 2000, 2005, technology jumped. From 2005, 2010, it jumped. Every 5 years there's a big jump. But due to the things that were happening between 2010 to 2015, 2015 to 2020, there's a big jump. There's another big jump that's about to happen, especially due to the opening of the CERN technology, or them opening up that portal. We need to pray for wisdom, pray for protection on what technology we'll be able to use and what we won't be able to use. I did a video last week on certain things. You can go back and watch that video of how different smart devices that you just might not need. But also understand that this technology will begin to evolve to where mankind won't be able to control it. How the Lord showed me 2 separate times. I saw men that were studying other men, but it was more, they were artificial. They weren't human, but they were studying the movements, studying everything. These were actual robots. They were studying how they were picking up emotions. They were picking up how to function as a real human being. And the Lord was explaining to me that they're already among us. You just can't tell. They're already among us. They're just not really showing it. But they already have these developed that can pick up emotion, body language. Then the Lord began to show me how those artificial intelligence or robots will be used in the workforce, will be used in the police force, will be used as security, will be used to find criminals. Then he also showed me a robotic war where these robots were ready for war. They looked like humans. They operated like humans. So we need to just pray. Pray and ask for discernment on what we can use, what we cannot use. I know the Lord showed me about the metaverse. Said we don't need to be using it, that we don't need to be on that. Just how the church would change. The church would begin to use the metaverse as in church service, to where everybody could come to church but not actually be in the building. But we need to also pay attention to what God is doing for us right now. He's given us access to Him. I heard him say governmental access. And when you look up governmental access, if you look it up in the natural, it says that it will give us the right to access governmental records, and the officer for public information and the officer agent may not ask why you want them. So spiritually, God has given us access to Him, but we don't use it. For some reason we don't. We have full access to God because we're created in His image. But what's coming is that there's going to be a worldly access. And so right now we need to be writing down or making extra copies of our files. Anything that we have typed up, any personal documents, because there's a master reset coming and we need to be prepared for it. This master reset is going to change the world, but we have to be prepared for it. So if you have anything that you know that you need and you don't have a physical copy of it, you need to get a physical copy of it. Pay attention to conversations that you're having, understanding that these smart devices are able to pick up. That's why your phone, your watch will pick up, and you're like, I'm not even talking to you. You need to pay attention to that. I want to just help people to understand this, as I was speaking a little bit earlier, that the Lord gives us access because we are citizens of Zion. We are a royal priesthood like Melchizedek. If you want to look into that, read Psalms 110, Psalms 110, because we are the remnant that have access to God. But we need to make sure that we are staying in position in prayer. You know, we need to make sure that we understand what God is saying. Stay in His secret place. You don't want to get caught off guard. We need to seek His face. But the Lord also took me to Isaiah chapter 55, verses 1 and 2. And I want to end with this scripture because this is what we need to be doing right now, gaining full access of God, understanding that He will always be our source. And it says, "Oh, everyone who thirsts, come to the waters. And you who have no money, come, buy and eat. Yes, come, buy wine and milk without money and without price. Why do you spend money for what is not bread, and your wages on what does not satisfy? Listen carefully to me and eat what is good, and let your soul delight itself in abundance." We're about to cross over into just full abundance of God. And there's things that He wants us to do that we feel like we don't have the finances for, but we have full access in Him. He's going to supply everything that we need. Remember, we are the salt. We are the light. There's a darkness that's coming, and we need to be prepared. but we need to be light, because light will always outshine darkness. Always remember that. Y'all stay blessed. Keep God first. Do a deep study on the days of Noah. Talks about it in Matthew 24, Genesis chapter 6. Understand what was going on, why God had to flood the earth. Because there was just too much of this mixture and he couldn't find people that were for him. But y'all be blessed. Have a good one.